Afternoon. Thanks for letting us speak. My name is Paul Raub. I'm a volunteer with Defense of Democracy, and came over from the other side of the state, from Brevard County. Parent over there, Brevard, the little county that could, but would rather not and doesn't want you to either. We are the birthplace of Moms for Liberty. Sorry. And our school board at this point is, if I'm being generous, 60% brainworm. And we're kind of the ghost of Christmas yet to come, which is amusing, except that our kids and the teachers bear the brunt and suffer the consequences. And having watched some of the discussion about the book banning attempts and successes here over the past few months, I'm going to urge you, beg you, please, to remember, historically, ignorance has at no point in history made anything better for anyone. Book banning has never historically turned out to be a net win for any society. All the data in the world tells us that more input, more viewpoints, a wider diversity of viewpoints is better and expands people's minds and opens opportunities. No data, apart from some conjured straw men, says that a book has suddenly left off the shelves and ruined somebody's life. And when we lean towards some very vague standard like age appropriate and say the law is clear when it is wildly open to interpretation, and then use that and stretch it in whichever way we can to take something off the shelves because, well, nobody got fired for not subjecting a kid to a book. If some non-parent, someone who doesn't have a student in your school system, came in and said, I'm a vegan and I think we need to take these burgers away from these other kids, I don't think you would take them very seriously. I don't know that you would spend millions forming committees to study them and tell the school's dietitians, nutritionists, the people that run the cafeteria who actually know what they're talking about to pound sand, we're going to take this food away from these kids because that lady thinks her imaginary kid wouldn't like to eat it. Books, like a burger, don't jump off the shelves. They don't force anyone to read them. In these times of declining literacy of, as has been repeatedly mentioned, Florida being 47th in the nation educationally, by some metrics 50, which we can do better if Puerto Rico becomes a state. I guess we could hit 51. A kid who's reading, a kid who is seeking out books, a kid who is finding new things to read is a victory that we should celebrate and encourage and applaud and make that easier for them, empower them to, what was I heard earlier, to learn and succeed. That's leadership. Empower your students, empower your staff, empower your educated, trained, knowledgeable, with expertise media specialists. Otherwise, why are you anywhere near education if you don't think it's valuable? If we somehow think that the board is immune to bias, as elected officials famously are, when the media specialists are somehow biased, I'd love to see an explanation for that. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you. Next speaker, please.